welcome to the very first episode of Tavern Tea, where a potato and salami discuss the latest news in the Hearthstone community.
And today we're starting with the biggest news of them all. Battlegrounds is now pay to win. Nina, what do you think? Is this even pay to win, or is this still fine? 15 euros every 3 months, or is it every 4 months?
Every 4 months, I think. It's 15 euros every 4 months. To be honest, I don't have a super strong opinion on it, unlike some people that we will discuss in a bit. Battlegrounds is the most popular mode in the game at the moment, and they're not making any money from it. I mean, they tried with cosmetics, they tried with hero portraits, with strikes, but it just doesn't seem to be enough. So they decided to do this instead, and I feel like pay to win is a very strong description of it. You do get a slight advantage.
You do.
Is it really pay to win? Once the game starts, just because you have 4 hero options doesn't guarantee you're going to win the game.
I think I have a little bit of a strong opinion. So I think it is really
Of course
pay to
you
win.
do.
Yeah, it really is pay to win. And I really hate it, but there's no way that we can reverse it. I don't think Blizzard, no matter how big the outrage will be, will reverse this. Because they tried with the cosmetics, they need more money, they want this to be a successful mode in the end. I just feel like the approach was weird, right? When Battlegrounds came out, that was like 2019 or something. Almost a year ago, they only started trying to monetize it. I feel like they should have just done it from the start.
They're taking away something that used to be free, and they're saying now you have to pay for it, and people aren't happy.
Yeah, exactly. Like, because you build your community on the premise that this is free, a free game, same chances for everyone. Like, you used to be able to earn gold even. Like, after the season was over, I ended up with more gold always, like, than I started with. And now it's just gone, and it's just sad for so many people who can't really afford this. I have one person in my community, because I was asking like the other day, how's it for you? Because he lives in Poland, and he was like, okay, 15 euros for me is like 60 euros for you. And that is just way too much. And I feel like a lot of...
But is it going to be the same price in every country? Or is it going to be adjusted?
No, they said like the rune stones, they're $1 everywhere, right? And then with like $1 is worth more in other currencies, right? Like $1 is not $1 everywhere. And then it's like terrible for those countries, and I feel so bad for them, like that they can't really compete anymore, because I actually think it's a huge disadvantage to not have it.
Yeah, definitely. And one of my recent comments on YouTube, someone said that they're from Russia, and there are a lot of Russian Battlegrounds players, right? It's probably the biggest community of Battlegrounds players, to be honest. He said that in Russia, because of the sanctions, they cannot buy anything with money at the moment. He said that nobody in Russia will be able to buy perks even if they wanted to.
Yeah.
So that's a huge disadvantage.
They just take out whole communities with us, and I wish there would have been a different solution. I think what people don't really talk about is that it just takes the fun away from like playing if you have 2 hero choices. I just remember like when the hero starts new, right? You just lose your perks. You had to buy them again with gold, but then sometimes you forgot, right? And then you were stuck with 2 hero choices.
Oh yeah, and then they're like, I'm gonna do it next game, and then you forget and you queue up again. It's like, oh no, I forgot to buy the perks again.
Exactly, and you feel so bad. You just feel so bad because there's so many heroes now that are just completely trash. You just can't play them. It's so bad. And yeah, I don't know. I just feel like if I didn't have the opportunity to buy the 2 additional heroes, I honestly would just quit if I wasn't so invested. You know, like we're content creators, right? We can afford this. We make money with the game. But I feel like a lot of other content creators, they don't really see the side of a more casual audience. And I think like for the game to be healthy, we need a lot of casual players, because if you don't have the casual players, right, like there's gonna be less people who want to learn the game in the first place, and then we get less viewers. And if you get less viewers, you have less players overall. And if there's less players, they're also gonna make less money in the end. So I hate this decision. I hate this stupid battle pass stuff. I mean, I love the battle pass, but not the paywall for having 4 heroes.
Yeah, I definitely see what you mean. It does suck for someone who is completely free to play, right? And they could just grind enough to get enough gold by doing the daily or weekly quests, and then just buy the perks with gold. Also, but now it just kind of removes maybe a huge number of players who used to do that. But then again, if you really did enough, you spend quite a lot of time in the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're not really a casual player. If you're really a casual Battlegrounds player, just playing Battlegrounds wouldn't earn you enough gold to buy the perks.
Oh yeah, maybe that's true.
And if you're really casual, then do you really, like, if you only just play it once or twice per week just to do the quest, do you really care about the heroes?
Because I always saw it from the perspective of me playing, right? Because I play like 6 hours a day when I'm streaming, and then having 2 heroes after like queuing and queuing again, it can be very tilting. But if you're like casual, you play like 2 games and then you just put the game away, maybe it's not even that bad.
But then again, there's also argument that because you only play 2 games, then your experience is worse because you get offered worse heroes maybe, and then I don't know.
I
There's
just feel like it's bad overall. Honestly. Anyways.
It's definitely not great. I don't think anyone says, oh my god, this is amazing, this is a great choice. Even Kibler, who is super positive about it, he himself doesn't say it's like an amazing. It's just that Blizzard didn't really have choice, right? This is the only way they saw that could actually make them money. All the optional money spending options didn't work.
So Kibler says, don't really have a strong feeling about the Battlegrounds news. Quests seem cool, extra heroes on paid tracks is understandable. To monetize the mode, still can play for free or at low cost. Runestones are a bit confusing without much info so far. I don't think we're going into the runestone thing, more like about the...
No, but we can talk about that maybe next time.
Yeah. Then he says, oh god, he wrote a lot.
He really did. He wrote an essay.
Yeah, actually essay. The suggestion in the post that having extra hero access isn't an advantage is a bit disingenuous, which is true. Like, my god, the advantage is huge, first in fun and also in win rate. And it's hard to really judge without knowing anything about pricing, but paying what is likely to be a few bucks a month for the pass hardly seems predatory, and you can still free to play. It's weird that people are replying to this saying that having extra heroes is an advantage when it is also what I'm saying here. Lots of people calling this pay to win when perks are literally less than $4 a month with no other way to pay dollars for any kind of advantage. Really stretching the use of the term there, huh? I get that people want everything to be free, but that it is not how or why games get made. Twitter is pay to win because you can't post without an internet connection. Checkmate, nerds!
That example, that comparison is a little bit extreme. I go like back and forth with his tweets. It's like, oh, okay, I agree with this point. But then this point is like, oh, you sound super privileged. It's like, oh, it's only a few bucks a month. A few bucks a month for you might be nothing. Like you said, for someone in Poland, it might be a lot of money, or like someone in South America, right?
Exactly. I feel like hearing those words of like streamers' mouths is a little bit like weird from a viewer's perspective. Because first of all, you made all your money with this game, or like a lot of it, right? Like maybe not like Kibler. Maybe like people don't really know how streamers make their money, right? They just assume, okay, you're a streamer, you're rich, right?
But then, that's like the opposite. The truth.
That's true. Yeah, but that's like the general assumption. And then I kind of see why he's getting a little bit shit for it. On the other hand, like the perspective that someone replied to me on Twitter was, oh, it's just a coffee, you know? But it's just a coffee for you.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really hard to justify it completely, like not give us any option of not spending money on it. I saw someone make a suggestion. I think it was in Lee's Discord, but it was basically have this whole 4 hero option to be unlocked at a certain level, so of the battle pass, right? Because you can do the battle pass for free. There's like a free version and a paid version.
Yeah.
You do the free version, you get like a few rewards as you level up, and if you do the paid version, you get like extra things, just like the standard Tavern passes. So have the 4 hero option to be locked behind like level 30 or level 40. People who are free to play, they can grind their way to level 30 and unlock those 4 options. Or if you pay for the battle pass, you can unlock it straight away. So you basically just skip the grinding. This way, if you want to be completely free to play, you can still do that.
I think that would have been a great option. And I think they could have tried that first, but before just pulling the rug from everyone, right? Like they could have tried it for a season and then say, oh, yo, this was still not enough. Let's just like make it completely. Okay, I will just say pay to win now. That's paywalled, right? Look, they could have made this like this first, right? And then just avoided all this shit. And they maybe could have even said, oh, yo, we're doing an experiment. We really need money for Battlegrounds, else the mode is gonna suck. Else we can't have devs, blah blah blah. Right? And then they just say, okay, this is way far into the track. You can pay for this, but you can also just
grind
pay
for it. You can play it for free, if you don't want to.
Yeah,
exactly. I think that would have been a good option for sure.
Then you can just get it faster if you want it like for convenience. But now you just don't have the option. And I think that would have gone way better. And I think people would have been more accepting if they said, oh, okay.
Definitely. I think because people don't like ultimatums. They don't want to be given no choice.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
They feel like they're backed into a corner and they have to pay for it.
So there was this tweet from Tyler. So he said, I watched a few games of the new Battlegrounds patch and it looks like so much fun and high skill cap. Can't wait to give Blizzard my $15 and have a competitive edge over y'all. And then, you see this here. I'm screen sharing right now.
Yeah, it's been deleted.
This tweet was deleted by Arthur and Zeddy is like, this reply ... I was thinking when I saw this, there's no way this doesn't get deleted. So I took the screenshot. Yo. Play Hearthstone responded, that's the spirit.
That's the
Sprinkle
spirit.
emoji. No.
Okay. Do you think they're actually trying to make a joke about this, or they just didn't read the second part of Tyler's tweet properly?
I think in that time frame, there were a lot of responses, and they might have not read the second part. That's what I'm thinking.
I think too.
This is so dumb, though.
Like, I don't think they were trying to be sassy or anything. I think they just didn't read the tweet very carefully, because I don't know how they reply, but I have notifications on for Play Hearthstone. So every time Play Hearthstone tweets something, I get a notification. And they have these periods of time where they reply to people, right? And it's usually like within seconds of each other. It was literally like, Play Hearthstone tweeted this, Play Hearthstone tweeted this. It's like 5 seconds apart. So they're replying really quickly, and I don't think they're planning this ahead of time. So I feel like they're just coming up with these responses really quickly, not reading it properly or something.
I feel so bad for the person, because there was probably like, they probably got a lot of messages like, oh my god, you need to delete this fast.
Yeah,
I actually saw there was a Reddit thread on this too. And
I saw it. Yeah.
5,000 upvotes. Like, my
Wait,
god.
what?
Yeah, like a lot. I usually am not on Reddit, but yeah, to prepare for this episode, I was just thinking, okay, let's check Reddit. Like usually people just say it's like a shitty place for Hearthstone. But I was checking there, and yeah, it was there. It was there.
All right, so should we have a look at the person whose reaction to this whole Battlegrounds pass thing has been the strongest of them all?
Yeah, I don't understand why it was the strongest in the first place, because Zeddy is like a...
I know, he doesn't play Battlegrounds.
He doesn't even play Battlegrounds. Yeah. But I guess he just has a strong sense of justice, right?
I mean, it's also good content.
Yeah, it is good content. When Zeddy blew up, that was basically when this happened to Standard. Did you follow the Standard thing in the Battle Pass?
No, I didn't.
Okay,
no,
it was
I'm
basically
Battlegrounds main.
Oh, me neither. It was basically like people did a bunch of math equations to figure out if the old Battle Pass is better than the new one. And they found out that the new Battle Pass is, I don't know if it's slightly, but it was worse than before. And then there was this huge drama on Twitter, on Reddit, blah, blah. Zeddy made a ton of videos about it, who reached like 100,000 views, blah, blah. And his channel basically blew up since then. But I think he also really cares about Hearthstone in general. And I do agree with him like a lot. When you have the reputation of making Hearthstone free to play, it's just worse for every single mode, right?
I don't know, maybe this will drive people back into Standard a bit more, and maybe that's what they want.
Yeah, maybe. Because I think I asked once on Twitter, like, how much Battlegrounds makes in comparison to Standard, and Ixa answered that it's not even close to the same.
Yeah. It's not even close. It's like so little compared to
Yeah.
standard. And you can't argue that standard doesn't have a pay to win aspect to it as well. Of course, you can play it completely for free if you're willing to grind multiple hours a day just to get the dust and get the packs, get the whatever. Because you can play for free, right?
Yeah.
But it's really, really hard.
So expensive.
It's
can't
so
keep
expensive.
up. You can't keep up. Like, I think 1 mega bundle per expansion is not enough to keep up with
it's not
the
enough.
meta.
Not even mega bundle plus the standard
That's
bundle.
like
That's
80
not enough
euros.
either, right?
The point is not really how expensive things are, but more of the principle that you can do free to play as well as somebody else if you just put enough time into it. And this possibility has just been completely taken away from Battlegrounds. I think the argument here is then it is inherently paywalled, thusly it is inherently pay to win. And pay to win, like, gamers just hate hate with all their heart. I actually remember like to this where you say it's not really pay to win. So Jay Kirek, I'm screen sharing right now. I did some math for the difference between 2 or 4 hero choices based on the statistics on the top 50% range on hsreplay.net. On average, every game playing with 2 hero choices loses roughly 3.36 MMR. Besides missing out on playing fun heroes, this is absolutely pay to win. If you think about it, every game 3.36 MMR, it is so much. I think if people know that they're at an inherent disadvantage, and I think people just know, right? Because the heroes have such different power level.
This is bad because the hero balance is so abysmal at the moment.
Yeah, the hero
there's
balance,
only like like 10 playable heroes and there's like 60 heroes.
80 heroes.
What? There's 80 heroes?
Yeah, it's so bad. It's
so
bad.
bad. There's like 60.
No, I recently read this. I think in the announcement post of this being pay to win that they commit to keeping the heroes balanced, and that is such a joke because the heroes
84 heroes.
They're never balanced.
Yeah, the heroes are never gonna be balanced.
And Jay Kirek also says that the heroes.
Yeah, the higher your MMR, the higher it gets affected.
Yeah, and I fear that there's no way I'm gonna play with 2 heroes.
I think anything above like say 8-9k, it's really, really hard to climb if you just have 2 hero options.
For my own mental health, because, you know, sometimes I hate Hearthstone already having 4 heroes, right? I feel so frustrated. And then me playing with 2 heroes, I would just die. I can't do it. Yeah, okay. So Wobble Weezy, if you don't know him, he used to stream Hearthstone a lot, and he was super duper popular because he was, I think, rank 1 for a long time. I don't know if he was rank 1 though. Like maybe like top 10, like somewhere there. He kind of quit for a while, then he started TFT, but yeah, I think he was planning on coming back to Hearthstone before the paywall was announced, and he said, sad to see certain streamers advocating for BG becoming pay to win. They're sacrificing their own community's best interests in return for monetary gain and political standing in the Blizzard hierarchy. Compassion for the less...
gain. Imagine being paid by Blizzard.
Compassion for the less fortunate has been recklessly thrown out the window. Yeah, this kind of implies that people get paid by Blizzard for this. I guess in an indirect way, because, you know, there's these like for the expansions, right? In standard, they send out these boxes, you know, with like merch in it.
Boxes, right? You can't use those boxes to pay your rent. I doubt
Exactly.
People don't get paid. The only time I was paid by Blizzard is when I played in that tournament and when I did casting.
Yeah, I was also paid for a tournament, but it was a lot. I got 10,000 euros from the tournament.
And I see you replied saying tag them.
Yeah, because you know what I hate? I hate when people subtweet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, it's so passive aggressive. Just tell us who it is.
Yeah, I have a feeling like sometimes, I think Zeddy does it too, but I told him recently that he does that. They generalize so much, and then they call out one person. Like, for example, he called out Kibler a lot. Yeah. Call out one person and just put all the hate on them, but they're still too scared to offend people or something. Then when you're too scared to offend people, you shouldn't talk so general, and just like, they want the positive attention for having like
but not getting the repercussions for calling someone out.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And that's what I hate. So I say tag them, do it, because I did the same with Zeddy's tweet because he said only Kibler, but he was saying...
yeah, he says some streamers as well or something like that.
Yeah, I do think there's some kind of responsibility to look out for your community, but they always make it sound like they're the only ones doing it, you know?
Yeah, it's like, oh, the other ones don't care, but maybe people just don't want the hate.
Yeah,
maybe
also, yeah, exactly.
There's also a truth in what Weezy said, of course, because you don't want to offend people at Blizzard because you want to get invites to events, right? And you don't want to be blacklisted.
I feel like I am not very nice always, or like, I don't know.
No, you're not.
Maybe the word nice is not correct, but I do say when things bother me and I still get invited. I think it's not like so black and white because they make it look like you can only be a Blizzard shill and then be invited or you are blacklisted instantly. I feel like that kind of black and white thinking is just to kind of get viewers on your side, have like this army behind you that feels like they have to protect you because even Blizzard put you on the blacklist. If you have a stance like this, you just make everyone else look bad who kind of is more on the down low. You know? And
yeah, the thing is, not everyone has an established audience community, so they keep inviting you because you have a big audience.
Yeah,
and I feel like there would be an outrage if you weren't invited to like these events. But someone who is smaller, who is still growing, really don't want to offend Blizzard, right? Because they want to keep getting invited to these things.
that is true.
So maybe someone who has a big audience, like I don't know, like Dog or Crip.
Yeah, they can
or
basically
RDU.
say whatever
They can say whatever they want, and they'll
Yeah.
still get invited
That is true.
because they have that leverage.
What I also don't understand with this logic is that it feels like they're trying to say that they are risking something by being negative about this. But this is like the general opinion,
Yeah,
right?
this
Like
is the popular
everyone
opinion, for
hates
sure.
this. This is the popular opinion.
Yeah,
The
for
only
sure.
thing that they're risking is maybe not to get invited to like an event. But honestly, the events, they don't do a lot anymore. You don't really
That's
get
true.
paid.
Yeah,
You
it's
don't
very
really get a
true.
lot of viewers. I get less
Yep.
viewers for the Theorycraft
Yeah,
stream
same.
than a normal stream. I get less
Same.
viewers,
It's because
less
they put
followers.
everyone at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Everyone was live at the same time. Viewership was split up. Communities share viewers, and people who are usually on at different times. So like you in the morning, right? And then there's Lisa in the evening, and then later on there's like Harper Bear. They were all on at the same time.
Yeah.
And the viewers like, who do I watch?
Yeah. So in the end, Smarter as a streamer and a content creator is just saying, Blizzard. I would just be with the opinion of the masses or what I think the masses think and just like bash them, you know, like bash, even if it's not really true or just like make more drama out of it, you know?
Yeah, I feel like
Just
a lot of
make
it is just for the content. A lot of the drama is created for content, right? It's just for the views, for the clicks, to grow, to be like a martyr. I'm like, this martyr is me against Blizzard, this big corporation. But I feel like all of this, that they want to keep investing in Battlegrounds. And to do that, the Battlegrounds need to pull its own weight, right? It needs to make money for them to justify keep putting resources into it, hiring new devs, like they recently hired Gia, which is amazing.
Yeah, Gia is the GM caster, if you don't know.
Oh, I mean, Gia is GM caster. She's also an amazing player.
Yeah, she was good at everything.
Yes, it's so unfair.
Wait, that's a good segue. What we wanted to talk about is cringy Hearthstone couples.
Probably the most prominent and most active on social media at the moment are Baby Bear and Jambre.
Honestly, when I saw this tweet, I just cringed so hard. So, if you're only hearing with audio, the tweet was, so, at Baby Bear, his now girlfriend, just GG'd me after sex. Is this the M? Oh my god! First of all, I didn't want to know if they have sex
I don't want
or
to know
not.
about your sex life and what you do after or during or before.
And then they're gonna display it to the whole Hearthstone community. Okay, definitely cringe. I can't.
Yeah, for me, this tweet was pretty cringe, to be honest. I don't know. It feels a bit braggy as well.
Braggy?
Yeah, it's like, look at us, we just had sex.
Like, to me, like a shock value thing, you know?
It
Oh
just
my
feels
god,
too
look, we're
personal
so
to
quirky. You know?
Yes.
Like, oh my god, look, we're so cool and open. Watch our stream. We're interesting.
I don't know. Maybe
Like that.
we're just two old prudes, you know?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe it's just us being too prudish.
I-
Because I don't think I would ever post anything about my sex life on
Me
social
neither.
media.
I don't mind talking about it in general. I stay
Yeah.
far away from these topics because as a girl, like streamer, especially if you're like newer, you don't want your chat to turn weird, right? And the
Yeah.
more personal you get, the more weirdos you get.
So don't really, because we're Battlegrounds mains, the only time I care about standard is when there's some drama, right? And there's
Yeah.
a lot of drama
Same.
in the standard community. I don't know why. This is a children's card game, but it generates so much drama in the community. It's amazing. So I think last week it was Grandmasters, I think, right? Grandmasters.
Yeah, it was Grandmaster. Mhm.
And it was Pascoa playing against another player. And
Yes.
apparently Pascoa roped every single turn, including first turn 1 and also the turn that he had lethal.
He did rope turn 1. I saw like a screenshot of it like somewhere.
And it just seems so toxic and BM.
But there's like a lot on the line, right? And then you try to get like every advantage that you can.
Yeah,
But
that's what he said.
The roping,
Yeah.
is it like too far? Or is it like whatever? In my opinion, it's like whatever. Like just do
You don't care.
what you want. I was
Really?
Yeah, I was mind blown that there was such outrage over this. Because
But do you not get tilted? It's like it would be like someone happy cowering you every time or something.
I
when
would
they
get
knock you out.
mad. I would get pissed. But I wouldn't really like blame them on Twitter.
Wouldn't you?
No. Because it is like, you can't blame Blizzard. Why did you make these shitty ass emotes that are annoying? It is in the game, so I feel like you can use it. And I feel like the rope is something in the game that you can also use to your advantage.
Oh,
You
that's
know-
so controversial. I love it.
Yeah.
Because the general consensus is that it's so toxic and very unsportsmanship like.
You know, I also feel like you should use GM to make like a name for yourself, right?
Yeah,
And
dude,
don't.
But he lost. He lost.
That's
He's
funny.
like, I know a lot of people were super mad
That's
at
funny.
roping,
It's
but I'm not
funny
playing to
that he
please you.
lost.
I'm playing to win. You lost, even though you roped and were toxic. This is like
Yeah.
the best thing ever.
It is funny though, because it is better when people talk about you badly than not at all. Like, who the fuck would have known who Pasqua is before this in the Battlegrounds
That's very
community?
true.
Nobody.
Who
Now
knows
we
he's
know. Now we know he's the toxic boy. So if we start streaming and you see his name Pasqua popping up, you're like, So if he would
Alright.
start streaming Battlegrounds, you would maybe think, wow, this guy, everyone hated him in standard for roping. Let's see how toxic he is in Battlegrounds as well. You know, like the thing about GM is that it's so boring. It's just so boring. There's
But
no
he didn't make it
interviews.
better, did he? Roping every turn. Imagine having to watch that as audience.
Yeah, okay.
So boring.
Yeah, of
and
course.
like, what do even commentators even talk about?
Of
The
course
weather?
it's boring, but GM is boring overall. People watch it to fall asleep, right? So they might say, yo, thank you, Pasqua. Thank you for making the game even more boring. Finally, I can sleep.
I feel like you're a little bit biased because you're a Battlegrounds main.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, to us, it's boring, yeah. And he made it even more boring.
You know, like, the moments that I remember from Standard is there was this guy who was playing Paladin and he played a tournament and he kept emoting. And I think back then you could emote more. And there was an outrage like this on Twitter. And my God, those are the things that you remember. And honestly, I feel like it's not that bad. Okay, if everyone starts to rope like him, of course it's gonna be annoying. Of course.
I mean, what if everyone... Yeah, exactly. What if everyone did it? The
Yeah,
GMs
that would be
last,
so
like,
bad. It would be
24
so
hours or
bad.
something. And nobody would watch it.
Yeah, so I think it's actually kind of warranted the hate that he's getting.
What then? Make up your mind!
Yeah, look, I don't have a mind. What are you gonna do?
I guess
do.
you're a potato, that's true.
But you know, I haven't really thought about every single thing. And sometimes, you know, you get a little bit more information and you change your mind a bit. And I did change my mind a bit. Like, it is, like, for example,
Yeah.
here I have the
Yeah, it's good to
screenshot,
have
right?
open mind for
Turn
sure.
1, rope.
Look at the person he's playing against. He's so funny. He's like asleep.
But you know, this is kind of entertainment value too, right?
Wait, this is the dude who won the GMs. He's going to the Masters.
To the Worlds, right?
Oh, to the Worlds Tour. He won the Masters Tour.
Blythe.
So yeah, in the end, he's the one laughing. But yeah, so we agreed that roping is bad.
Yeah, roping is bad and annoying. But you know, I do like the drama once in a while. I do
That's
like
true.
the
That's true.
personality that it brings. Because my God, if I think about GM, I feel like Blythe on this picture. I don't give a shit. I don't care about GM at all. And I think...
for us, do you care about Lobby Legends?
No.
No, not at all.
No.
What if you made it through?
Yes.
So that's it from us. I hope you enjoyed the very first episode of Tavern Tea with Salami and Potato.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think. Did you like the topics? What do you want us to talk about? Did we forget anything? Let us know.
See you next time.
Bye!
Bye.